Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our second official Grounds for Faith Coffee House. If you're looking for the Grounds for Faith Coffee House concert series, suicide prevention moment, you are in the right place. I am Harry Kelly, for those of you who don't know me. I am with the chaplain. I'm one of the chaplains here on campus. We are here tonight because this is an important deal, right? This is something that affects us all. As I said on the radio announcements and Wired, we got that whole we're all Widener thing. Well, we're all Widener. We're in this together. Together we can make a difference. Can't do this stuff by ourselves. So we're here to start a conversation. We're here to support this, show that this is an important thing that we should be talking about, so let's talk about it. So we're going to have some worships. We're going to have some testimonials. We're going to have some other things. And at the end, we're going to end with a really awesome band called Silversyde. And I'll tell you more about them later on in the evening. But first of all, I'm going to open this up in prayer because I'm a chaplain and that's what I do. And then I'm going to pass it over to the Forge worship team, back to the Forge worship team. And they're going to do some first. The songs that we will be singing with this team are written in your bulletin. So you have the words, sing along with us. It should be a great time. So let's pray. Father God, we're here to unite in one purpose. We are here to just remember friends that have passed. We are here to stop other friends from going the same way. Help us to be here for each other. Help us to support one another. And help us to stand and give hope to people who don't have it. That's what we ask. In your name, amen. wine, we're going to ask some of the brothers from Teak come on up and share a little remembrance. I'll let them tell you why they're here. Come on up. Don't be shy, don't be bashful. We got a couple, don't need all of you, but we need some of you.
Hey guys, how you doing? We're the brothers of Tall Cap Epsilon here, wine here. We're all here because almost about a year ago, our brother Ray Bailey, his pictures are over there, he committed suicide. One thing that I remember most about my relationship with me and Ray, he was my neighbor over in 505. When we pledged Tall Cap Epsilon together, and we weren't the best of friends, but we definitely built our relationship. And when he moved next door to me, we really started to bond, and we had some really great times, some late night video games, and some great times. Smoking a cigarette at the corner of Frat Row and having really deep conversations about life and just fate and everything. Ray was a very deep kid, and he was very interesting to listen to. And I love you, Ray.
I think my favorite memory of Ray, we were in the cafeteria one day, and he walked up to a table of girls and asked if they believed in unicorns. And when they said no, he shoved a vanilla ice cream cone on his head and said, "Believe." Ray was he's a great kid. He always made everybody laugh. That's my favorite memory from him.
Like Nick had said, Ray really loved to talk about anything and everything. And I think the best thing about, the best quality about Ray was, even though he loved to talk, he also loved to listen. Everything you had to say, no matter how long you went on for, he would listen to every single word that you had to say, and really pay attention to what you were saying. And I really miss that about him.
He was a really nice, caring kid too. One of my memories of him was we were coming back from the store one night in the car, and he saw this little tiny dog running down the street, and he made us pull the car over, and we chased this dog around something. A little bit trying to catch it, but that's one of my memories.
My memory of Ray is he was always deep into politics. That was one of his major favorite things to talk about. So I would always talk about it with him. And one time for a school project, he had to memorize a JFK speech, and he always wanted to practice it with us. So I swear to God, he got the entire speech down, even had JFK's voice down too, and he said it so much that I could probably remember it right now.
My greatest memory of Ray has to be that he never wanted any of us to eat alone. Anytime that we were going to the caf, he had to be with us, and he had to talk to us, just keep us company, regardless of when he ate. And that would be my fondest memory.
One memory I have of Ray is one night we were live at debate practice, and we walked down all the way down to the UC, all the way down 14th Street, just talking about the meaning of life. And we get to the end of 14th Street and we realize we have no business being there. So we walk all the way back to the library talking about the meaning of life. And so that's one of my big memories of Ray. So for all of us, and I'm sure for many of us in the audience today, Ray is just a memory now. And he's no longer with us. And I think none of us ever saw this coming. But I think for the rest of us who have friends right now who might be going through situations, we might be able to intervene and not let this happen to another person again. So all I want to say is we know how much it hurts to meet someone like this, and if there's someone in your life who needs some support or who needs someone to talk to, even if they don't show signs of going this extreme, intervening and being there for them might be a big help. So.
personally know Ray, but I did know a lot of people who knew him. It's a one-degree campus. You know someone who knows someone else all the time. So I didn't know him, but I did see the effect he had on this campus the next day. Like, the campus was moved by him, and that was awesome. And so it doesn't matter. You hear the news that you know, kind of things happen all the time, and you just kind of pass it off because, hey, you didn't know that kid, but they make a difference anyway. And I think that's what I wanted to highlight. So the song is called No Name. It's just another guy, just another name I didn't know, just another face I didn't see in the crowd. He was crying out for help. At least that's what I would assume. Now I'll never know just how much people care. 'Cause the wave of people that came to the door was no name face I've never heard of before. Touch tears all over those that when I only wish it didn't take death to see what life meant. Could have been a friend. The sad part to so many he was. Could have been a brother, or a son returned to the father. Why do we live? Question he never finished answering. Do we think he wanted to plant that question in our minds? 'Cause a wave of people that came to the door was no name face I've never heard of before. Touch tears all over those that when I only wish it didn't take death to see what life meant. Don't be too offended when it says he has no name. How many times do we turn away when they try to show us a face? We can just a number as if we just turned the page. But now I know there's no such thing as no name. 'Cause a wave of people that came to the door, there's no name face I've never heard of before. Touch tears all over those that when I only wish it didn't take time. Wave of people that came to the door, there's no name face I've never heard of before. Touch tears all over those that when I only wish it didn't take death to see what life meant.
So I'm Bettina Burns. I am a senior nursing student here. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information about what to look for, what we can do, and then how we can also help people who survive suicide. I personally didn't know Ray, but a couple of weeks before he died, I had a friend from high school who killed himself as well. So I know the pain, I've been there, and you know, it affects in a lot of ways, in many deep ways. So the number one thing to know that kind of helps figure out if someone might attempt suicide is if they've attempted suicide before. Like, that's the hands down number one thing. But after that, depression is a big, big thing. 2/3 of the people that died from suicide are depressed at the time that they commit the act. And this can be just regular depression. This can be depression that's a part of bipolar. Bipolar people are those, really out there, loving life kind of people. But then when they dip down into their depression, they get really, really deep. And so they may be people that you'd never think would, ever even consider it or, have those feelings. But, we have those people, in our lives. It could also be a part of, postpartum after you have a baby. It can also be a part of PTSD. Like, if you've witnessed something that's traumatic, if that stuff sticks with you and haunts you, it can be a lot. It can be difficult. Depression coupled with alcohol and substance abuse makes that much more difficult because those people aren't thinking clearly. They can't think through things. They can't make judgments the way they normally would because of the alcohol or the drugs. Some other things that really impact people are illnesses. So chronic illnesses, terminal illnesses, something with a lot of pain, something as simple as chronic migraines. I know I've had a lot of friends that have a trouble with really, really bad migraines, and that can really get somebody down a lot. A current loss. So you might have just lost a friendship, you might have just lost a boyfriend or girlfriend, you might have just had someone in your family die. It could be something as simple as an athlete getting injured, and they lose their ability to play the game that they love. Or if somebody's lost the career that they've been planning out for themselves. Any major loss in somebody's life can put them into this place where they're having all these problems. Two major problems: when you have thoughts of having failed people or being a burden on people, coupled with the feelings of not belonging, either to a group of friends or to your family. Those two things together also kind of put people down this path. So some of the things that you'll see is that there'll be a change in sleeping patterns. People might sleep all day long, or they might not sleep at all. You'll see changes in eating patterns. People might eat way too much, or they might not eat at all. They'll lose interest in things that they used to love. So like if somebody's like a really big football fanatic, and then all of a sudden they're just like, I don't care about the games anymore. I don't want to watch. I don't want to go hang out with my friends. I just want to sit here by myself. Skipping classes, skipping work. If they're being like really risky, drunk driving, doing stupid things with cars, doing like way over the top stupid things in general, any risky behaviors, and anything that is like, kind of preparing them for death. So stuff like giving away prized possessions. If there's that one thing that that person would never get rid of in their entire life, and they all of a sudden have either thrown it away or given it away. So things like that you might see. One of the other most important things that you need to remember that I hope you take away from this, it is always better to ask them. People will never start having suicidal thoughts because you're asking them if they're having those thoughts. It's always better to ask them, do you feel like you want to kill yourself? It is always, always, always better to ask them and to know than to not ask them and then have something like this happen. So when you do have that conversation, you want to ask them, are you having suicidal feelings? Do you feel like you want to end your life? And then if they say yes, ask them, do you actually want to do that? If they say yes, you ask them if they have a plan. Do you have an idea of how you want to do that? Some people will take an overdose of medication. Some people will jump off of buildings. Some people will, use firearms, something along those lines. And then if they tell you they have a plan set in place, you want to find out if they have the means to do it. And if they do, you do not leave that person alone. no matter what's going on or what happens. You do not leave them alone, and you get them help.
As we finish with this last song, we're going to keep repeating this phrase, you make beautiful things, because that's what we are. We are beautiful things created by God. And no matter where you are in life, God can use you, and you can be used to better the world.
I
don't know me, my name is Mary. I am a junior in high school, and I wrote this song for my best friend.
Which school are you junior at?
Strathaven High School. I wrote this song for a very, very close friend of mine who tried to commit suicide, and I just wanted to let her know how much everybody cared about her, and so just let her know how valuable life is. So.
Just stop thinking it will take your pain away, but lets you see how you
just want to share a little bit of my story with y'all. No, I'm not from the South. I just think we like to plural you in the English language. I want to start off by telling you a story. It starts off on a cool fall day, on a Monday, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Kind of scrolling on Facebook. I actually might have been in class. Don't tell my professors. And I'm looking at these statuses from my friends, and I see one that's a little bit off. And it reads, "I'm writing letters I don't want you to read." And that was kind of a little off-putting. And I saw who it was from. It was from a good guy friend of mine. Give you some background, this kind of ties into what Bettina was saying. Bettina's a classmate of mine. By the way, we're both in the senior nursing program. This guy has a medical condition that is chronic. It will kill him eventually. And can you imagine living with that, knowing every day that you are going to drown to death at some point in your lifetime? Skin cystic fibrosis, very serious disease. And in the status, I knew he had just gotten sick and was just getting over being sick, and I knew that there was something wrong. And so I asked him, "What is this?" I opened up a chat box on Facebook and I said, "Are you writing suicide notes?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "Are you by yourself?" He said, "No." Good. I said, "Do you have a plan?" And I will spare you the gory details. But I was sitting there in class reading the very, oh my gosh, my friends are, reading the very specific and detailed plan of my friend, and knowing 100% that he could carry it out, and knowing that I was stuck in class and I couldn't do anything. I actually started sobbing when my classmates came over and graciously was helping me through what was going on. I dropped everything. My whole world stopped when I found out that my friend wanted to die. He wanted to take his own life before he died of his disease. On the advice of my classmates, I went to the counseling center. If any of you are in the situation that I was put in by my friend, drop everything and go to the counseling center. The word suicide is not taken lightly anywhere. The counseling center does not take it lightly. I walked in and said, "My friend has a plan, he's going to commit suicide." They dropped everything, they got me in to see someone. I want to show you just how serious this is. How serious. I don't know if you've ever Googled the word suicide. The first thing that pops up is the National Suicide Prevention Line. And Siri, I want to commit suicide.
If you are thinking about suicide, you may want to speak with someone at the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. They're at 1-800-273-8255. Shall I call them for you?
I said no, by the way. But that's how seriously people take this. The fact that, I mean, you look up anything with the word suicide in it pretty much, and the first thing that pops up is, here's the hotline. Don't do this. This is not something that we take lightly, for a good reason. To make what could be a very long story short, I got some really great advice from the counseling center as to what I could do in this situation. This friend of mine is still alive today, by the grace of God, because I truly don't know. I don't know how instrumental I was. I know I was the first person to actually find out that yes, he was for sure thinking about suicide. I was the first person to know, and that is incredibly scary. And I just thank God every day that he put it in my mind to ask him point blank, what is going on? Like Bettina said, you have to ask. And don't think that you're not going to make someone suicidal just because you say the word suicide. That's not how it works. But it is so worth it. If you haven't figured out, this is like a totally true story. This is not making this up. Suicide is what happens when my pain outweighs the coping mechanisms that I have for pain. It is what happens when what is going on in your life is so much that you just can't handle anymore. And the reasonable solution is to improve those coping mechanisms or to decrease your pain, not to end your own life. But for some people, that's just where they go. And I know, because I've been there. I've actually been, the only way I was able to really help my friend, besides the grace of God, was my own experience.
I have been self-injuring for my entire life. When I was little, when I got upset, I would hit myself, bite myself all the time. When I was 11 years old, I discovered that fingernails are sharp and they can be effective. And I went through most of middle school and high school with scars on my arms. I would tell crazy, ridiculous stories about how I got attacked by squirrels, or I ran into a stone wall and scraped my arm against it. They were all just these ruses because I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to say, I'm struggling with something that I can't control. And self-injury is not always a precursor to suicide, but it should still be taken just as seriously. As I went through counseling, 11th grade, I hit a breaking point. I want to tell you another story. I used to do drama stuff. I was in a play, and something happened backstage, and I self-harmed, and I was bleeding, and I had to go out on stage 2 minutes later, and I was bleeding actively. And part of the choreography was going like this. And that was my absolute lowest moment, knowing that I was showing the audience my bloody wrists. It was the lowest I had ever been. And at that moment, my parents stepped in and said, you are going to counseling, this is not okay. And one of the verses that helped me through this is from Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Now, I kind of looked at the context of this Bible verse. God is not talking to people who are in a hunky-dory situation. God is talking to people who are in exile. Their situation really stunk. Just like college and middle school and high school, they all really stink. So I'm going to talk specifically about college. How much changes when you go to college? You probably have changed your living situation. You've definitely changed your sleep schedule. Your financial situation has totally changed. Your eating habits have gone completely out the window, and you're probably, if not certainly, with a completely new group of people. I know for me that was a huge deal. I went to the same school for 12 years with the same group of people, and then all of a sudden, I'm the new kid for the first time since I was 6 years old. College stinks, and this is hard, and that's in that verse. I know the plans I have for you. That's who God's talking to. He's talking to people like us that are in really stinky, hard situations that are rough, and saying, I have plans. They involve having hope. They involve having a future. Injuring yourself, being depressed, wanting to commit suicide, those are not things that give you hope. Those are not things that give you a future. Getting out of those things is paramount. And if you struggle with this, I encourage you to talk to somebody. If you know someone that struggles with this, even if you have an inkling, that one girl who constantly is on her sleep, who's hiding, that one person who has maybe a somewhat destructive habit, maybe they're a little too concerned about their weight or something, something's a little off. It's worth reaching out to them, because you have no idea how instrumental you're going to be. The people that really helped me, they probably have no idea how much they helped me. They have no idea. The guy that at work turned to me at one point, saw a scar on my wrist and said, are you a cutter? No. Who's going to say yes at work to a guy that you barely know? But even just coming to terms with that guy has no idea that he actually had a huge impact on helping me to get over this. In terms of developing healthier coping mechanisms, coming to terms with, for me, my faith in God and how He sees me has been instrumental. A lot of people, I don't know if you've heard of to write love on her arms, where people will write the word love and Sharpie on their arm one day a year. You can do that all the time. I know that when I have a rough week, I draw a butterfly. There's actually a butterfly over top of my last scar on my wrist that's kind of faded. I was in a rough situation last weekend, two weekends ago, and asked the people I was with, can you draw butterflies all over my arms to keep me from doing this? I have Sharpies in the back if you guys want to, if you feel led to write something on your arm to remind you to either be thoughtful about someone, pray for someone, or remember someone who is going through something, or if it's for you, to remind yourself that this is important, this is worth it. You are too valuable to hurt yourself, and your friends are too valuable to hurt themselves, and you owe it to those people to at least take a step. Thank you.
I have one more song called Someone Loves You. And it's when I hear things like that that I want them to know that I love you. You know, like, I don't know who you are, but I love you. And sometimes that's all people need to hear. Or, you know, like free hug day is like the best thing in the world. You know, and like that random guy, you never know when that might be absolutely instrumental. So, might have a pick. Oh, and this is Lex. She's my drums. She's cool people too. And I think they're cute. Okay.
There are ways around it.
Thank you very much. That was Rachel. All her original songs, she wrote those and performed them or wrote them herself. So she's putting out a CD one year, sometime in the near future. And you're going to get all autographed copies, I promise. No, I'm just kidding. As I said before, this is the beginning of a conversation. We are not ending talking about this here, but I want to put this invitation out before you guys drift away. But Wednesday night at 6 o'clock in the University Center Quiet Lounge, we're going to have the second part of this. This is our concert, but we have a coffee house setting where we're going to sit around in a circle. We have experts in the room. So we can sit there and we can talk about what we can do with our friends, do to help each other out. So if you know somebody who's struggling with stuff, come Wednesday night. Bring them with you. And we'll sit down and we'll talk. We'll have coffee and we'll talk. It'll be fun. All right? There are some people in the room now tonight. If you need to talk to somebody, we've got some pastors, some people. Just come to me and we'll find you the right person to talk to. We'll be good. But without further ado, I don't know, they're getting ready behind me right here. This is a band that has been with us. This is your third time with us? Third time with us. First time in this room. So we've mellowed you out. Now we're going to wake you up and shake you up. Because they're a little louder than anything that you've seen tonight. But it's awesome, good music. This is Silversyde. They hail from New York. Is that right? Ohio. See, I don't even know where they're from. I just know that they come every now and again. They're good friends of ours. They hang out, they rock out, and hang out, enjoy this concert. They've got some things to say on this topic. And their Lord was just telling me how much of what their new album and their new music and some of their old music has to speak to what we've been talking about tonight. So I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to let them take it over. Ladies and gentlemen, Silversyde.